It's wonderful to see so many of you here today, eager to learn and grow together. I, Shrishti Thakur,
And I, Anjali,
of MSc Applied Geophysics first year, wish you a perfect morning and welcome you all to the workshop on machine learning and deep learning applications in geoscience, especially oil and gas exploration.
a perfect morning and a warm welcome to our Honorable HOD, Professor Santanu Banerjee, Professor M. Radhakrishnan, Professor Bharat Sekhar, and Professor Anand Singh. Now I request Professor Shantanu Banerjee, Professor M. Radhakrishnan, and Professor Bharat Sekhar to come forward to the dais.
No event is complete without a hint of Indian tradition. To keep the spirit of culture alive, I request Professor Santanu Banerjee, Professor M. Radhakrishna, and Professor Bharat Shekhar to light the lamp and mark the beginning of this occasion. उनका है हाँ थोड़ा ऐसे
Now, moving on with the program, we would like to call on a stage Professor Shantanu Banerjee to deliver a welcome note on the behalf of our entire department.
So good morning. Thank you all for attending this two-day national seminar on this machine learning and deep learning applications in geosciences, and particularly for attending the conference this workshop today. So I'm sure that it will be a very good experience for you. And what we know that there is tremendous scope of this particular subject about AI ML applications in earth sciences, various disciplines of earth sciences. And so the workshop will give you some hands-on experience on this topic. And tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there will be many distinguished speakers, and they will share their experience on this subject. And I hope that our students will take care of your problems, and it will be very good experience at IIT Bombay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words.
Next, we would like to call upon Professor M. Radhakrishna, advisor of this workshop and seminar, to deliver his remarks.
Good morning, one and everyone here present here. I think seeing quite a good number here who will be taking advantage of this workshop as well as the seminar next coming, including me, 3 days. So for any of this seminar organizing by the faculty, the first support should come from the head of the department, and then Shantanu is always there to encourage that. And then Bharat and Anand have taken wonderful initiative to conduct this workshop as well as the seminar. So I just would like to say only few remarks about the significance of AML in geosciences. Yesterday Professor S.S. Rai mentioned in the valedictory ceremony that first computer for geosciences in India came to NGRI, requiring or highlighting the need for making the digital analysis of the geophysical data. That was the beginning of the computer applications into geosciences, and immediately or concurrently, I think ADMIP, ONGC also has got the data. That means that requirement for digital data analysis was realized way back in 1981 when computers were just coming. We as PhD students, when we started in 1985, we were not having even a computer to do our regular analysis. We were doing gravity models using the dot charts. Okay, so it's very complicated way of computing the gravity model for any arbitrary shaped body. But luckily, what happened is we had our first computer to IIT Dharmad at 87. That means when I am into 2 years of my research, and then we were lucky enough to have got the opportunity to use the computers into our even for these 2 years we used to travel to 40 kilometers to run a small program with the punch cards. I am sure none of you must have seen a punch card. Okay, so to run a program, but I can tell you that AML, okay, it came in a different form to geophysics, but AML methodologies and approaches were not new to geophysics. Okay, you take the regression analysis or multiple regression analysis or every kind of prediction algorithms, or you have wonderful inversion specialists who have done optimization into, because the larger the data sets, the digital data sets when it came, and the subsurface required large volume, handling large volumes of data, at the same time using the data to its, see, what is that, interpolation methodologies, because that's basis for any geophysical data sets. Okay, so different, not only that, how different kinds of data sets have to be merged to form or to make a meaningful interpretation of the subsurface is the collocation methods. Okay, how all these things are not new. What happened is they took a different form and different shape, and then came. Undoubtedly, the deep learning importance is there, but machine learning, all the whatever methodologies or your clustering, a cluster analysis was done. My second paper in seismicity was the cluster analysis. Okay, so what I'm saying is all the techniques and tools were existing, but their importance when they realized in other areas, okay, immediately, in fact, a geoscientist is one of the few data scientists who were there without knowing that they were the data scientists. Okay, because geophysical or geological, geoscientific data, okay, goes on the this basic thing that to maximize the information of the subsurface, you need the all the tools and techniques. Okay, so but the rightly they thought about the importance of these A and ML techniques in geosciences. So, but there's certainly a need to orient the young minds towards the latest developments in this very important field. And then I congratulate Bharat and Anand to take this initiative and provide a platform, a learning platform for the students as well as other young researchers in the earth sciences. And they have, think, a wonderful job. I think 50, 60 participants, bringing them, 60 participants, bringing them to here and to have a organize a seminar as well as hands-on experience. And I wish them all the best next coming 2 days. And then I wish them best. Okay.
Thank you, sir. We would like to call upon Professor Santanu Banerjee to felicitate the team which is going to deliver the workshop.
Mr. Abhimanyu Yadav, Mr. Nipul Sirvi, and Ms. Manat Khanna.
We request Professor Bharat Shekhar to give brief introduction about Mr. Abhimanyu Yadav, Mr. Nipul Sirvi, and Ms. Manat Khanna.
Thank you. So I would like to welcome you all to this pre-workshop as part of the National Seminar on Machine Learning and Applications in Geosciences. First of all, I'd like to thank the Department of Earth Sciences and Professor Santanu Banerjee for helping us organize this event and so supporting this our endeavor, and Professor Radhakrishna for ideating. So the idea about the hands-on training and the seminar was all Professor Radhakrishna, and I would like to really thank him for this wonderful guidance that he has provided. And last but not the least, I would like to thank Professor Anand Singh, who has worked incredibly hard to make this happen, and also the student team who have supported us. And I hope that you will enjoy participants will enjoy this workshop. So to introduce Abhimanyu, so Abhimanyu was my fellow traveler at IIT Kharagpur. So he graduated in 2009 in exploration geophysics. I graduated in 2008. So before his technical accomplishments, I knew him as a very talented basketball player who was part of all the inter-IIT contingents, right? And so he's worked for more than 14 years. He's got an experience. He worked with IonGeo and Polarcus. And he worked on a range of geophysical disciplines, so including data processing, imaging, software, analytics, and AI. So his experience is vast and in the spanning all the disciplines from seismic, so all the API and beyond. So currently he is the CTO of Reslytics Technologies. It's an exciting startup where they're trying to build deep learning applications in geosciences. So Nipul is a mechanical engineering graduate from IIT Roorkee, and he's been with Reslytics for 4 years. Now, like a typical IITian, so he's switched his field, so he no longer works in mechanical, so he is a senior machine learning engineer with Reslytics. And Manat Khanna is, she graduated from Kurukshetra University with MSc Tech in Applied Geophysics. And she's a machine learning engineer with Reslytics. And so they are going to take this forward and organize this hands-on workshop. So please let us know if you face any issues. I hope you are conserving your laptop batteries. So we do have chargers, but it's a little limited. So anyway, I think we can get on. Yeah, we can get on with the workshop. And once again, I'd like to thank both of you for encouraging us.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining. Is it okay if we kind of switch language in between also, or should I just stick to English all the time? Yeah, try to stick to English. Yeah.
I think we can stick to English.
Yeah, single
Maybe
language.
one-on-one, you can speak.
Yeah.
Like they announce in airlines, we can speak English, Hindi.
Yeah, but fair enough. I'll try to keep the workshop is being recorded. Yeah. No, fair enough, fair enough. So we'll try not to bore you. It's a long one. So not try to make it like a class. Hopefully no one sleeps. I think we have a machine learning session after lunch, so try not to sleep there. We deliberately kept it like that. So we have a lot of memes, so I'm not sure if you guys know memes, but we love memes. I think engineers should love memes. Am I audible at the back? Am I audible, right? And you can read on the screen, both the screens? Fair enough. So although Bharat was very kind to introduce me, I'll still, because that's part of the gig, so I'll still introduce myself. So I am Abhimanyu. Right now I head tech at Reslytics, which is a AI ML startup in oil and gas space. Along with that, I also am CTO for another startup called Gramunnati, which is into agri-tech, so kind of living a dual life at the moment. And before this, I have around 10 years of experience in acquiring and processing and imaging ENP data all around the world. So yeah, past life. I've also had a dairy farm for 6 years, so kind of trying to use some tech there also, which is very, very away from machine learning world, but gives me some time to go back to my village and live there. Loss-making business, but fun. What else is there? So other than signal processing, I have built 2 platforms, cloud-based platforms. And one thing I keep telling people when they come to these AI ML workshops is doing AI ML now is like 1 line of Python code in TensorFlow, maybe 2 lines, 1 line in some NumPy code or SciPy code. That's not the challenge, right? So you'll get very good libraries now. You don't have to struggle. The notes are very good also. It's what you have to do that's not ML to get the ML to work is the most important bit. So we'll touch up some of those things today also. So it's not just going to be code after code of ML or maths. It's also going to be a lot of what are the other things out there, right? So you can find me on, we are going to share all these notebooks with you. So the next notebook that I present, it will tell you where to get this from. And all the data that we are going to show today, that's going to be available to you guys also. We would encourage that, especially when Mannat and Nipul are doing their sessions, you practice along with them, and some of the things I'm going to do, practice along with me also. But I'm mostly going to be talking about stuff and doing very basic stuff, whereas Mannat and Nipul are going to be doing the complicated bits. So, yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. So just, that's me on LinkedIn. Yeah, we'll kind of give the contacts for other people also, and you can log on to the Reslytics website also, which I'll show, and you'll find all of us there. At Reslytics, we are also looking for young people to come and join us in the effort. So if any one of you find us interesting, do feel free to reach out. Otherwise, do let us know that we are not interesting. That's also good to know. Okay, so I'll start with what about Reslytics, right? It has my email there. Phone number I don't share because it's dangerous. So Uh, about Resolutics. So Resolutics is AI/ML first startup. I'll log on to our website. So this is us. You can read a bunch of cool things we have on the website about some super resolution AI technology, some simulations, and some videos. There's good description about the tech we do. I'll touch up some of that and about the team and everything. I would encourage you to go and check us out. At least you'll find out what we are doing. Not very many companies like us in India, especially in the ENP space. So you'll find things that are good. I'll start with a bit about Resolutics and what we do. So before you go into a boring lecture or a mode like that, you know at least what our company is doing. And that way, it will orient you to kind of the world we are coming from as well. So in the energy and exploration space, right, I'm not sure how familiar, okay, let's do a quiz first. How many of you know what a seismic survey is? Just put your hands up, I want to see. Okay, only a handful. What a well log is? Okay, fair enough. Have you ever seen a seismic data on the screen? Still a few, good. So seismic data is limited in its resolution, right? You can probably get 30 meters to 50 meters resolution, both in space and in depth or time. And a lot of the easy oil that we could explore, right, or drill, it is already gone. So now what is left is very hard to find and drill for it and get it out, right? And we have this well log data, which is kind of at a very high resolution, few inches or centimeters. So the thought process has always been, can we increase the resolution of the 3D model somehow? Number of approaches out there. You'll hear some in the paper tomorrow. Nipul and Manat are going to present some of the product and results that we have. So we have this engine called DIME, Deep Information Maximization Engine, which is a deep learning based group of neural networks working together. And the job is to bring 3D subsurface models closer to the well log resolution. So I'll not spoil the gig for both of them. They'll present the results tomorrow. You can have a look. We believe it's better than any tech out there, but that's for the industry to decide. Hope that goes well for us. Okay. We also have a bunch of products. I think some of them we are going to discuss tomorrow, but this may be not, this is the first time, but maybe hopefully not the last time we come here. So if we do come here again, we'll be happy to take you through some of these in more details, right? We have a bunch of imaging products in super resolution. We have a bunch of interpretation products, and then some advanced stuff which is going to give you the drilling paths and everything. All of these technologies are somehow working on deep learning or machine learning stuff. But I quite liked what Professor Radhakrishna said today, right? Geophysicists were doing AI ML before it was cool, right? When I was studying in university, I had to write the algorithm for stochastic gradient descent. I did not know it was machine learning at that point of time, but we were still writing the code for it. So we have been doing it for a long time in the ENP space. We were not cool enough to call it AI ML. We were just calling it analytics. And we have also had the fortune of working on some of the biggest compute out there. So in my past life, 3 years ago, I was working on Baba. Baba is one of the largest supercomputers in the world right now in US. So our data gets pretty big really fast, and you need crazy amount of compute to process it. So yeah, that's another challenge. Okay, cool. So moving on. You can check some of these products out on our website. You'll find more information about them. Then as far as what we do, so we have processing and imaging that we do. We are doing modeling and interpretation. We are doing field development planning. We are doing AI-based reservoir simulations. And we are also starting something called Build AI, where we are trying to partner with the industry, students like you, get new problem statements and try to build products using our existing tech and collaboration with the academia as well as the industry. So this is part of that effort where we are trying to get new problem statement from you guys, tell you about what we are doing, and try to find a middle ground where we can work together, right? So that's the Build AI initiative. So it was about me and the company. Nipul you have met, so he is a senior machine learning engineer we have. You can bother him about related to any ML questions you have in the afternoon. And he will be there taking care of this part of the room. So on the next notebook, we try to download the data and everything. If you have any questions, just reach out to Nipul. He's back there. Nipul, can you wave your hand? So he's right there. Just reach out to him. He'll help you get the data. And Mannat is right here. So this half of the room, if you have any questions in getting the data or anything, just reach out to Mannat. Siddhant Patnaik, who is the other senior machine learning engineer we have, he's not here. His wife is expecting, so he could not join us. But I wanted to attribute, because a lot of work that you are going to see today, he has put together the notebooks, and we are just taking credit for it. Did not feel right not to attribute him. So yeah, that's about us a bit. So I would just like to hear a bit about you, not individually, but in terms of your exposure to Python. Just can I have your hands up, people who think they know Python? I won't say who know, but who think they know Python. Just keep your hands up. Is it lack of confidence or other people have not worked? No? Okay, fair enough. So a lot of people think they know Python. Very good. And I already know how many people know data, earth sciences, AI, ML. Put your hand up. If you've ever done some kind of ML model on scikit-learn or somewhere, some kind of deep learning network. Yeah, deep learning network also. Okay. How many of you know what TensorBoard is? One. So you could have put your hand up. All right. So I know where we are. We'll try to keep it basic today because I think it will help all of you to get the context. Knowledge is all out there on YouTube, right? I can't teach what is not on YouTube. So we can only guide you in that direction and hopefully keep it interesting for you to go and log on to YouTube and do it yourself. YouTube was not there when we were graduating, so people like him had to go to US to learn, so at least we can learn here now. Cool. Fair enough. So how many of you know Git? Git, have you used Git before? Do you know what Git clone means? Fair enough. File, locate, and drive. I'll move on to the contents of this workshop. So about the workshop. Is it the right notebook? Yes, it is. Okay, so the workshop is going to be made up of 4 parts or 4 sections. We are supposed to be here all day long, so we'll try to keep it in 1 hour, 1.5 hour sessions where we try to have this kind of a discussion for 15-20 minutes, show you some code. We don't want to code live a lot because it's a risky venture and we don't want you guys to laugh on us while we are being recorded. So we are going to try to code as little as we can to give you the opportunity to code, but share some code with you, right? So the first part of the workshop is going to be about the basics. So I'm going to take that. 3 things, which the introduction about ourselves that I've already done, introduction about the workshop that I'm doing now, some coding best practices, because I think that is very, very important. I suppose you have good professors here to take you through the academic part of things, but what I want to put emphasis from my side on is how you code in the industry. So just from a professional standpoint, a job standpoint, when you actually go become part of a team that is trying to use your analysis or the code you have written to do their stuff, how not to frustrate your boss. And so that will be the intention, right? How to code clean. And then I'm also going to tell you a bit about the data format and plotting it, because I have spoken to a lot of young machine learning engineers in my life, and I realized that people don't take a step back to understand where the data is coming from, what are the challenges of the way we could store it on disk, access it. And also I'm going to introduce you to Plotly. How many of you know Plotly? Okay, so it will be a very interesting thing. Other people may know Matplotlib, but Plotly is a cool library. So yeah, we'll look at making plots using Plotly. That will be the first part. After my session, we'll take a break, 10-minute break, give you a breather. Then Mannat is going to take up the next part, which is going to be handling the data and visualizing it. So we are going to, she's going to tell you a bit about the different data sources, how it is collected, how it is stored on disk, how to read it, how to plot it, right, in terms of seismic and well data both. So she'll try to do it. So I'll try to cover what I'm doing in an hour and a half, probably even less. And then Mannat will probably take another hour or so to finish her bits, even a bit more. She has a few exercises, so in the break time, if we break early, you guys can try to do your exercises. And even during the break, we can come to your desk and help you out with those. For the exercises, we have not shared the solution on Git today, but in the evening after the workshop is done, we'll post the solutions notebooks also, so you can use them tomorrow. Today, we would like you to try it out yourself or ask us. Then after lunch is the most difficult session, machine learning, which is a convenient time to have it since all of you would have had your lunch sleepy also. Mannat is going, Nipul is going to take that. And he's going to start with trying to integrate both seismic data and well data, show you how to do that. And then we are going to do a live ML project to some extent related to prediction of well logs using machine learning. You may come back and say, what the hell, this topic is on this, 10 GitHub repos are there. Our job is not to tell you what is already there on Git repo, but Nipul is going to share some best practices from his experience with a very basic example. And then the expectation is for you to take away the learnings in a way that you can then go and apply it to any repo or any resource that you find, any problem you're working on, right? So the intention today is not to show you the code of a machine learning project. The intention today is to give you the tools and a philosophy to think around, which can be implemented to all machine learning projects you do, right? Okay, so that session will end at around tea time. There's a long exercise at the end of it, probably 15, 20 minutes of time. So we'll extend the break to half an hour. We'll give you the problem. People who want to do it hands-on can do it. Other people can roam around, do whatever. And we'll try to reconvene after half an hour. The last session may not be very interesting to everyone because people want to become data scientists. But notebooks are a horrible way to share your code, especially when you're trying to share your code with business users or people in the company who are doing geophysics and geology, who are not savvy to looking at code, they get scared, right? So when we are trying to work on a problem, get a solution out, we don't want to share a notebook at the end of it. We want to maybe share an app with someone where they can play around with things, look at the results, and not look at the code. So the last session I'm going to do is touch basics on how to build a web application, a data science-centric web application. I'm going to introduce you to Dash, which is a Python-based web application development framework built on Flask. How many of you know Dash, just out of curiosity? Oh, well, something new. Not new, so. I will not going to build an ML app in Dash today in front of you because that may take a long time. But I have the code for a full application that predicts well log written in Dash that we are going to share with you freely. I'm going to show you what each part of the code does. And then the code that we share with you, you should be able to kind of adapt it to a problem that you are solving also easily. So that's intention is to share the framework and best practices, right? The last part of the session is going to be, if we have time, I'm going to cover this, is build a Dash application where we will try to visualize the seismic data in a Chrome browser and also tell you how to zoom in interactively without pixelating, because that's something cool I came up with a few years ago, but now I don't want to just keep it to myself. It's time we just share it out. So I'll show you how to kind of zoom in interactively like you do in a commercial software, but in the browser. We'll see if we have the time for it. Okay. I'm not so sure how curious you are to getting your hands dirty soon. I hear that there may be problem with enough charging points for your laptops. So please be friendly to your neighbor, and if you can share whatever resources we have till the end, it will be nice, right? Don't hog on to, if your laptop is charged, someone needs it, give it to them. Patience you must have. So we are trying to go slow. If you feel like we are boring you, just ask us to go a bit faster. All right, so the first thing is, how do you get what I'm going to share with you? So you know how to start a collab?
Everyone's connected to Wi-Fi, right? Everyone has a...
Okay, so now here we go. How many of you know collab? collab.google.com. Log on to collab.google.com. Start a new notebook. I'm going to tell you where to get the notebooks from. For those of you who know Git already, you can clone the repo I'm showing. It is this one. So in the collab notebook that you are running, just do this: git clone, and the address is github.com resilitics/IIT workshop ITV workshop March 2023.git. You should be able to run this.
Instead of typing the address, you can just Google the thing and copy the URL.
GitHub.com is standard. Resilitics Abhi is my user. ITB Workshop 2023 is the Git repo. Okay? So once you are able to do that, you should be able to see all these notebooks right here. I would recommend you kind of download them one by one, because we could have just... Oh, yeah, sorry. Just go around to see if everyone has done it. Nipul? This is crucial to get all the notebooks. So I'll take 5 minutes here. I'll ask after every minute or so, how many of you don't have the notebook? So, oh. Who has been able to do it here? Who has that? Anyone who has been able to do this so far? Clone it? Have you been able to clone it? No? People having issues there, are they able to clone? They are running. So the intention is, after you clone it, you'll get this. If you look at files, you'll get all the notebooks. For those who clone it, you download the notebooks one by one. We could have made it more seamless, but it would have taken you a lot of time to set up, where Git is directly connected to Collab. And I'm not sure how many of you actually have Git credentials. So, have you guys Nipul, have they been able to do it? Yeah, can you guys just go around the room and help other people also? It's okay. It's like typing what? How many words, man? GitHub.com Resuletics Abhi and then just a workshop. You should be able to search it on GitHub.com also. If you just search the repo, I think on GitHub. If you log on to GitHub.com and new incognito, GitHub, and just put this here, I think you should be able to find this also. Yeah. So just go on to github.com and just type this. It will make life simpler. In search, just type this single word. Seems easier? Increase the font. Or just search this workshop name directly. It's the repo will come. In my name, you'll find a bunch of repos. Don't get confused. This should be enough. Anyone here? Are you able to find this on GitHub? Yeah. Will you be kind enough just to help other people also at the back if they need? Anyone here who is sorted? Or dude, can you just help other people at the back? Come on guys, I'm at the IIT. How difficult should it be to get something from GitHub? Okay, so once you find it, then you should just click on it, code, download as zip. Easy enough, should be easy enough. You don't even need to do git clone. You should be able to just download like this. So you should search this in GitHub or my name, whichever. No, they should just be able to search this only. If they are just searching the IITB workshop, they would find this. हाँ नहीं कोई बात नहीं. It's okay. So I'll go around the room just to ask. Anyone left on this side? Put your hand up if you're still not sorted. Looks like everyone is sorted here. Don't hesitate. Are you sorted? No one is looking, no one cares. Are you sorted? Okay. We'll give another 5 minutes and then we'll continue. So you should download all the notebooks for those who were able to clone. Download all the notebooks for who are going through the GitHub route. Download the whole repo as a zip, or you could clone it. Skin this cat the way you want. Now, increase the font again. I will also download the zip file. It is designed like that, that you should be able to download all these files and just upload to your collab. And you will be able to run it there. The data where it is going to come from, I'm going to show you in a bit. Okay. Well, just give Mannat a minute. 10:45, I'll start. All right, guys, can I have your attention back again? How many of you are still left? Don't feel shy, just raise your hands up. How come she is sitting next to you and she has not done it? All right, that's Bharat's problem. Where is Bharat? Someone from IIT, please, can you help it? Anyone else here? All good? If you don't tell me now, it's okay, but you'll suffer, right? Not me. So I have my notebooks. Cool, let's start again then. I'll tell you what notebooks are about. So this About Us was where I was trying to tell you about Resolutics and myself. About Us, the workshop part was the content. Then the next thing is some coding tips. So that's what I'm going to start my session with. I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so that it's easier to read. Maybe, maybe not. Okay. Then I'm going to go take a 5-minute break after coding tips, and then start with the first kind of session where I code and you guys can code with me, which is going to be about X arrays and Plotly. And then we'll take a break. So enough there. What I would recommend you do is once you have downloaded that, right? So you can go to Collab again, collab.research.com, blah, blah, blah. And upload, you see, right? Upload the file that you want to upload. So probably start with number 2 first. You have this copy, you can upload all at once, you can upload one at a time, that's all right. But just go to About the Workshop once. Just upload this notebook called About the Workshop, 001 About the Workshop. Once you upload it, you should be able to see it on the screen, just like I am right now. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. So Mannat pointed out that it will be better if you kind of create a folder with whatever name you want to give it and upload the notebook there so that you know where you kept it, instead of just uploading to a random place. Just create a folder in your drive called /IIT Bombay or whatever you want to call it, right? Just upload the notebook there. And in this notebook at the bottom, the 001 About the Workshop notebook, there is this thing, data. So if you just click on it, it will take you to a drive link where we have shared all the data with you. I would recommend that you start downloading all this data and upload it to workshop data folder in the same drive folder where you're going to copy your notebooks. Just create a new folder called workshop data and upload all these things there. You should download, unzip, upload. You don't need to do it right away. I think you can start. I'll wait till 11 o'clock, or well, 11 o'clock in my clock. So 12:30 for you guys, till 12:30 for you. So we'll give another 12 minutes for you to start downloading this data, create a folder on Google Drive, get the data in that folder, There is a lot of data you may not be able to finish in 10 minutes. It's a few gigabytes of data there. But at least if you can begin that process now, by the time Mannat's talk starts in another half an hour, 45 minutes, that's all done. This is all the data we need, Mannat, right? Anyone having issues uploading the notebook and accessing this data folder? How many of you accessed the data folder? Is the link working? Link working for you guys? Just download it and start uploading to your drive. We wanted to share it on Git itself, but there are some large, gigabyte large files here. So those Git doesn't like those. Don't directly read from this particular folder. It may not be there in the future. So it is better you keep a copy of this data with you. We may share this later somewhere else, but at least you get to keep a copy of this. It has all the data in there to make all the notebooks that we are going to share work. It will take time for you to collect it otherwise in one place. We'll give another 10 minutes for you to do this, and then I'll carry on.
So where is the link of the data?
Yeah, this is the link. Well, Nipul pointed out this blue thing, if you just click on this blue thing, it's a hyperlink to data. It will take you to that folder. I think I should comment it better. Next time I'll remember to comment it a bit better. To mount your drive in your notebook is very easy. So just go to, there's a way to code it, and there is a way to do it without code. I like to avoid coding wherever possible. So there is this, if you click on the third link from the top, I think my screen is hiding. So this thing, if you click on this thing, it will open this, and if you click this, it will write code for you, and you can execute it, and it will mount your Google Drive on your Colab notebook. So later on, if you are trying to access data that you have uploaded, it will feel like it is sitting in the same, on the same computer. You don't have to write it on your own. Just this folder and this button should do it. You have to execute it though. If you execute this cell, it will ask to permit you. You should permit yourself to use it. Allow it, and then you'll see here, my drive will be mounted. So, I did something which I shouldn't have. Content, drive. So, my drive is right here now. My Google Drive is right here. So you should all have your Google Drive there. And within that Google Drive, hopefully you uploaded your data and notebooks. Eight more minutes, guys. And then the next talk I'm going to give is no code. It's just going to be making fun of bad coders. So you guys are starting. You can go easy on yourself. You can use that time to get the data also. Are you guys also doing some of this? Yeah. So if someone here has started to upload data on Drive, maybe they can go around. Have you done that? Are you uploading? Downloading? Uploading? Can you just help others in the room also? And somewhere here who has started uploading? You have started uploading? Please help other members in the room. All righty. So what are we going to talk about next? You guys cool? You need help? Both of you good? Are you cool? Anyone who can't access the data link, having issues with accessing the data link, anyone there like that? Anyone having troubles downloading it, internet connectivity? निपुल उधर आके देख लो तुम एक बार. Here, you guys good? And you guys fine with this? Are you able to upload? Not.